Fuck up. Better have my cheese and dope, nigga. I'm about McDonald's. You know what's going on. You got cheese, I got dope. For the 900 strong, I got cheese, I got coke. Ain't no credit giving me, you could get from right here. Niggas robbing, niggas paying, niggas slinging that here. Out here slinging on this plane, praying that I don't get cut. Don't get cut by police making arrests.
Lord
Jesus. Checking nuts, cutting balls down the trunk, driving sweetest in my lungs. In my lungs, niggas stick it for a bag. I'ma shoot up his ass. Oh, 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 people out.
Wow.
I got cheese, oh,
Wow.
and a bunch of fucking dope.
Wow.
I got peas, coke,
Wow.
and some killers for dinner.
Wow.
I got peas, coke, and a
Wow.
roll out slow.
Lord
What you
Jesus.
need,
Lord Jesus.
It's a fuck with your boy, yeah. With me, boy, you ain't know, 'cause the streets never lies. Walk right up on your ass,
Shoot you right
between
in the
eyes.
eye. Wow.
You be taking with the thighs while I ride on chrome.
Wow.
Lord
With your bitch
Jesus.
smoking Joe,
Fucking all in your home.
Lord
I got
Jesus.
cheese, holes, and a bunch of fucking dope. I got beats, coke, and
Some killers at your door.
How do we smoke in a farm? What you need, bro? It's the fuck with your boy, yeah.
Lord Jesus.
Auntie, chill.
Good morning. As we get started, I got what? I got cheese dope and a bunch of bucket dope
I got beats, coke,
and some killers at your door. Whoa.
Lord Jesus.
and a quarter ounce of blow. I got cheese, hope. I got peas, hope, and some killers at the door. You be staying with the fire.
Lord Jesus.
While I'm right on throne.
Lord
Joe gets
Jesus.
smoking, Joe
Lo-
smoking on
lo-
in the home. Fight kissing on the lips. Licking on my chin.
Good morning.
White kissing on her lips. She be licking on her dick. Flip flopping on the pink.
Let's go.
Just a boom as I did.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, we got snow. Yeah, we got snow. I got Cheetos and a bunch of fucking dough. I got and some killers at your door. Whether it's here.
Yeah. Works if you work it. Works if you work it. Works if you work it. Khaotic, let's go. Khaotic, let's go. Tune in before the sun's out. We the ones to get up with. So fuck what they all be talking about. Yeah, real news with real results. Every morning we get it out. Mufasa with the politics, 40s canvas, show niggas crashing out. You get out what you put in. On your way to work, we grooving. Real niggas, real prospective. Standing firm on business, you know we ain't moving. Funny biz clips and music. Nobody up like us can do this. Like share and subscribe. If you enjoying what we doing, we got what you need to start your day. Why not come and fuck with us? Before you make your coffee blunt and put them badass kids up on the bus. So wake your ass up. We keep it real, we keep it honest. Early mornings exclusive, 'cause we got it. This cat got it, this cat got it. Works if you work it, works if you work it. Works if you work it, works if you work it. Works if you work it, works if you work it. Works if you work it, works if you work it. This cat got it, kid, you fucking nutty.
Nah, man. We here. We gotta get the weather out the way first. Believe it or not, it's snowing in Philly right now. Yeah, man. 32 degrees, it ain't freezing. But it's snowing. You're supposed to get an inch. And then the rain, it just came through. It was snowing all night. Well, nah. I don't know. It ain't that bad outside. Ooh. Saturday gonna get good, but it's some more things coming too. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of wet melting. It's gonna be a lot of things melting. And we got St. Louis 38 at the 54. Yeah. Works if you work it. Works if you work it. Where we at? St. Louis 38, high 54. Much better weather. Where we at, man? We're going to Chicago. Die high. Feels like 21, but the weather's 30. The day is 36. I know y'all got some snow in the vicinity somewhere. Yeah, the city on the lake. What? Wow, how about that? 58. It don't even make sense for y'all to get a 58. Some warped shit. Why y'all get a 58 for Friday? That don't even make no sense, man. Y'all gonna drop right back down to reality Saturday, so it's all good. It's all to the good, though. LA, 52. High of 80. They could do better. Detroit, trash. Atlanta, at least they got 63 for that day. 42, high 63. Feels like 36 right now. What they got for the rest of the week, yo? Oh, man, how about that? Atlanta, I guess y'all want to have 63 tomorrow, 67 Friday, Saturday 70. Must be nice. Like and subscribe if you care. Where we at? Raleigh, very consistent. 43, showers in the vicinity. Feels like 37, day 61. Make sure y'all answer that little poll if y'all in the other chat. One of them I got. If y'all watch the State of the Union address, I didn't. But I got clips for y'all to watch. Because I know a lot of y'all didn't sit still for that hour and I think 22 minutes. That's why I got it for you. That's why I'm here. So you got to be on time. Raleigh, consistent. See, the best part is the lows is going to be in the 40s. They're doing real good. Matter of fact, let's go Houston. 81. Houston be competing with, they winners can't handle a fucking, the electric grid can't handle, but damn, it's muggy. I gotta remind myself, that's muggy weather. That's not real. It's muggy. Houston 63, high of 81. Feels like 62. Yeah, I don't know. New Orleans, same thing, 73. Tropical people, 58. Look at that. What the hell? Do I got it on New Orleans or something? What I got it at? Oh, New Orleans. I'm about to say it don't look like what kind of map they put me on. Whatever. Miami. Perfect. 73. 52 at the moment. All sun. Wake up, make your day better when your sun. Yo, Raleigh be like that. So much sun to make your day better. But right now, they're going to have to pass on that. 80. With lows of 70. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Look at that. Lows of 70s. It's just, I'm telling you, man, that should make your life better, yo. That's what people from Jersey move to when they get older. To get ready, go. Wake your ass up. It's time for that news now.
I hope you hear me if you listen soon. I hope you hear me if you listen out there. I hope you hear me if you listen soon. It's crazy how we listen but still don't care. As you were living life without a care, thinking life a joke and the game wasn't fair. But every day's a roller coaster, we ain't at the fair. You realize there's no tough skin once it's spots to tear. Son, come here, pull up chair and lend me your ear. How to beauty earth and walk around with no fear. And keep fuck niggas far and the family near and dear. When you advancing up the ladder, you meet bosses on different tiers. And when you getting money and fly, you might end up on a ladder. Too good with a bad trooper, smoking the coupe on my wrist, a Central Cartier. Go post up with poppies and might I just throw a party there. Fred Astaire walking up the stairs, some shit face. She in front of me, I smack her ass as I reach out for her waist. Dear man, it's sec, man, you gotta love the taste. From the balcony, she blows while I'm blowing, man, you gotta love her face like Amazing Grace. I hope you hear me if you listen somewhere.
Ooh. Yo, y'all know what it is, man.
I like that shit, fo.
Yes, and what you see on the screen is a white couple with an Indian baby. Yes, because in a place where Nikasu lives in Orlando, they're switching babies at the clinic. Y'all think I'm playing? I'm not. We about to get into it. And every now and then I'm gonna sneak in a few things from the State of the Union, so a lot of y'all who did not watch it can get caught up on it and learn. And I got some things from the Mexican War, so y'all can realize, all right, you know what? Yeah, I got some things from the Mexican War, so y'all can realize the ban has been lifted, but I don't think Americans want to go anywhere. But yeah, we're gonna learn about that State of the Union, the news, Mexico, and first is, yeah, this is real. Real crazy.
Battle, and it may get even bigger. This couple goes from Central Florida. This all goes back to a couple from Central Florida who gave birth to a child that was not theirs after a mix-up at a fertility clinic. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Brown.
Good evening. I'm Luann Sorrell.
Yeah, this is real.
Fox 35's Bailey Bockover is joining us live here in the studio tonight. So, Bailey, that couple is back in court now, claiming that facility is withholding information.
That's right. Yeah, the hearing just wrapped up about 90 minutes ago. Attorneys for the clinic argued that the fertility clinic is keeping them in the dark. The couple already knows the child they birthed in December is not genetically theirs. Now they say they've found a lead that the clinic hasn't fully disclosed.
This is crazy.
In a new emergency motion, the couple's attorney says the clinic's records show a chaotic labeling system, handwriting patients' names on the tiny straws used to store embryos.
At that time, they're outside of their labeled straws and they are in petri dishes and they are in the lab. It makes the most sense that that is where a switch could have happened.
The motion states, noting that beyond the straws, the second switch could have been with labeling.
That's crazy.
That system has narrowed the couple's search for truth down to specific groups. Attorney Circe Denny argued in court.
It appears to us that more likely than not, that retrieval risk pool is the source of the error here.
This motion says women have been coming forward on their own, saying they and their babies may be involved in this heartbreaking mix-up. All of the women coming forward either had embryo transfers on the same day, April 7th, 2025, or had embryos stored the same week as the couple back in 2020. Defense attorney Francis Pierce acknowledged the gravity of the situation, stating,
there is a small patient population
eggs up in chicks
that is involved with the retrievals
and putting your
and
eggs
an extraordinarily
in another
small,
chick.
population involved with the transfer. And these small patients' populations increase the risk of patient identification.
New details in the motion reveal the couple may have found a lead on their own. Part of the motion reads, a woman with a strikingly similar last name who also had a transfer on April 7th contacted the family after seeing their story on the news. A search of the woman's public Facebook page showed a photo of her husband, who the parents say shares a similar complexion to their child. And the couple is asking the clinic for information about a potential match, an Indian couple who had embryos stored at the clinic during that same week in 2020. The couple's legal team emphasized the urgency, stating,
they have fallen in love with this baby, and they love her and want to keep her. They want to know whether there's any reasonable prospect that they can keep her.
That's what people are saying.
They are also very much concerned that there is somebody out there, someone out there, who doesn't know that they are raising
somebody else, my
their
baby,
genetic child.
And then my baby, that's
well, the judge has ordered the clinic to provide specific answers by Monday, ruling there's no reason the number of patients in storage without identification can't be released. Live in studio, Bailey Bockover, Fox 30.
Yeah, I got another article on that because there's a longer article on this topic that gets more in depth to the people suing. It might pop up. I don't know why I didn't put it on one of my lists. I took it upon myself to watch it, but should have saved it for y'all.
5 News.
But it might just pop. Ooh, they didn't let me get that last part. I'm going to bring more to y'all. Just let me fetch it. We got some more. A body was found in some snow. This is, see, the senior citizen places.
A shocking discovery as crews were digging out of the blizzard. A body was found buried in the snow at this 55-plus complex in Deer Park. A neighbor who didn't want to show her face on camera says she heard the commotion.
And I heard the shoveling. So what I did was I came to the door and they're telling me, there's a dead man in the snow. There's dead. I go, what?
Police say the man was found just before 4 p.m. on Monday on Park Center Drive.
This is Long Island,
the workers contracted to shovel the complex says he saw the body.
The guy is working like this, and they will touch you.
You got touch you.
You see what happened one time.
Yeah, touch you one time.
See the head there.
Police have not identified the person and would only say it's a male. Neighbors say they believe they know who it is. They say he lives in the complex near where he was found.
Crazy, yo. This that snow that came down a couple days ago.
Dealing with the piles of snow still unplowed.
It's unacceptable.
And senior citizens,
in some parts of the complex Tuesday. 62-year-old Frank DeConta struggled to get to and from his home. Residents of the complex say the unshoveled and unplowed snow is a safety concern, where in some cases the snow is blocking their front doors and they're unable to get out of their homes.
The man he's literally trapped. He's in a wheelchair and the snow is over it's about 5 feet in front of his door, 5 feet high.
Resident Eddie Velasquez was unable to open his door.
Because even if they came and squeezed.
Like, yo, that's
in Deer Park, Suffolk County, Logan Crawford, News 12.
Do something about that over in LI.
Now, we reached out to the property manager for comment on the body that was found and about safety concerns related to shoveling the snow. We're still waiting to hear back.
I know they got HOA fees and all that. Man, they got to do better, yo.
In other news tonight, Philadelphia police were investigating thefts in Center City. The victims believed they were pickpocketed and not just money was taken from them. Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher has the latest on the investigation.
A casual night out with friends in the city quickly turned into a phone and credit cards being stolen. One of those credit cards later had over $8,000.
Wow, she has the most interesting eyelashes. I mean eyebrows. It's like they're taped on. But anyways, let me go.
Worth of charges to it. That victim soon learned that she wasn't alone that night.
Definitely a little anxious. I'm still worried about the process. getting my cards closed and, getting those charges taken off of my card.
Within 5 minutes of meeting friends at a Center City bar, Garage Rittenhouse on the 1500 block of Spruce Street, a victim who did not want to be identified had her phone and credit cards stolen.
I had my purse, my zipper was closed. I didn't even feel it, truthfully, which is also really scary.
Philadelphia police said 2 incidents have been reported at that bar on the 1500 block of Spruce Street within the last month. This one last Friday and a similar incident back in January. But according to a post in a popular Philadelphia Facebook group, these types of thefts have happened at Garage Rittenhouse and several other bars in Center City. The victim says her boyfriend tried alerting staff in case they weren't the only victims.
Talking to security, I'm talking to managers, I'm just saying, look, our stuff's gone. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, well, hope they had a fun spending spree, whatever. But for everybody else, that's what they're there for. Maybe keep an eye out.
They tried tracking her phone through Find My Friends. It showed up down the street, but nothing turned up. She immediately went home to close out her cards.
Which is the scary part, because I didn't even feel anybody touch me or anything, and there's so many people around. I think, honestly, being in a bigger group might have made me more susceptible to it.
Those charges were racked up at a Target, a Walmart, and a T-Mobile, all in Philadelphia. She is now working to deal with those charges. We reached out to Garage Rittenhouse, but we have not heard back. Reporting outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Brianna Gallagher, Channel 6 Action News.
Tonight, police officers across the region need your help tracking down individuals involved in organizing car meetups. Our chief legal correspondent, Katie Barlow, with those.
They took down the...
Well, Montgomery County Police say they need the public's help in identifying individuals who vandalized 2 police cruisers during one of these meetups.
This is DC,
spoke with the
DMV.
assistant chief out here, who also says they need more tools for law enforcement officers to deter this type of activity, including, for example, being able to impound the cars involved for up to 90 days. Take a look at the video footage that MCPD released. This incident happened in the early morning hours on Sunday.
Damn,
investigators believe the group started in Prince George's County before making their way to Connecticut Avenue and East-West Highway. You can hear windows shatter inside the police vehicle. Police say the rear window was shattered and the windshield was smashed in one car. Another car was also vandalized. No officers were injured.
This is not just simply some kids, having a little bit of fun. These are one-ton rockets that they're driving around these intersections and could easily kill someone. And this is wrong, and it needs to stop. And we need everyone's help to ensure that we put an end to this.
He believes this incident is connected to one that took
somebody
place in
always
Fairfax
gets thrown
County.
into the air.
Fairfax County Police responded to an incident early Sunday morning around 1:30 in the morning. There was a report of a large crowd of people along Dolly Madison Boulevard in Georgetown Pike and McLean. You can see from VDOT camera footage more than a dozen people darting in and out of the intersection while groups gather along the 4 pedestrian walkways. And Fairfax police say officers responded immediately to investigate. No one was injured in that incident. One stolen vehicle was recovered, and no arrests have been made, according to investigators. Meanwhile, Maryland State Police were also coordinating with local authorities on several different incidents of these car meetups across the state. They arrested 2 individuals, including a 19-year-old from North Carolina and his 17-year-old passenger. Both were arrested for having a loaded firearm.
The U.S. Embassy says shelter-in-place orders have been lifted for Americans in parts of Mexico following a weekend.
Yeah, we back in Mexico now.
Mexico, where drug kingpin El Mencho was killed, is one of several Mexican states still under travel advisories. Its capital, Guadalajara, is set to host World Cup games.
I don't see that happening.
Already concerned the violence could hurt.
Guadalajara
The Mexican
don't need
government
to
vowing
host
the World Cup
nothing.
will not be impacted. Now, flights to and from Mexico are resuming, but some that took off today from LAX were only about a third full.
What?
While some
People still going to Mexico?
Travel plans, others say they're moving forward with their plans despite concerns about safety. We caught up with travelers at LAX.
Oh, is that right?
From and heading to Guadalajara. One telling us his family in Mexico.
Yo, Americans don't care, man.
Until the chaos and violence completely ends.
Near my home, I live in Guadalajara, Mexico. They burn a gas station.
It's very bad. It's very bad. I don't know what is wrong with the people over there.
One traveler we spoke
Really?
to said he was more afraid to take his family out of Guadalajara and bring them to the U.S., fearing federal immigration agents.
Oh.
U.S. President Donald Trump broke not only his previous record for length in Tuesday's State of the Union, but delivered the longest such speech ever.
Ever.
Our nation is back.
bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Trump boasted that he'd ushered in a golden age for America, but the speech came at a fraught moment for his presidency. His approval ratings are falling, anxiety is rising over Iran, and many Americans are frustrated that he has not done more to address the high cost of living. However, the first hour of his speech was focused on the economy, suggesting that Trump heeded the call from advisors worried those approval ratings mean a tough midterm election this fall.
But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years.
The way Trump told it, inflation, mortgage rates, and gas prices are falling, while the stock market, oil production, and foreign direct investment are booming. However, new data released Friday showed the economy slowed more than expected last quarter, while inflation accelerated. And a Reuters Ipsos poll found only 36% of Americans approve of Trump's handling of the economy. The president remained disciplined at the start, but became combative when talking about his immigration crackdown. He chastised Democrats for refusing to fund the Department of Homeland Security unless federal agents' aggressive tactics are reined in.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Opinion polls
be
show a
ashamed of
majority of
yourself.
Americans believe Trump's immigration crackdown has gone too far, after 2 U.S. citizens were shot dead by masked federal agents in Minneapolis. However, he held fire when it came to the Supreme Court, which recently struck down his global tariffs. In the hours after that decision, he insulted some of the justices in deeply personal terms. On Tuesday, he shook hands with them when he entered the House and had more measured words.
An unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling.
Foreign policy got little play during the speech. Trump barely mentioned the Russia-Ukraine war, despite Tuesday marking the 4th anniversary of Russia's invasion. He also offered little clarity on his plans for Iran, despite recently assembling a massive military force in the Middle East.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
But one thing is certain, I will
sure.
not allow the world's number
One thing's
one
for sure.
sponsor of terror, which they are by far.
They are.
To have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
Can't let it happen.
Cartel violence is rocking the nation of Mexico right now. This week, military forces there killed the...
We got bodies on this one. We're back in Fox News. It's only a couple hours old. Just in, more than 70 dead as cartel chaos plagues Mexico.
country's most powerful drug lord, known as El Mencho. Mexican officials say more than 70 people have died in the aftermath, including security officers, suspected cartel members, and civilians. No Americans have been injured or killed. We know that from the White House press secretary. The State Department says hundreds of Americans trapped inside Mexico have called the emergency helpline. Some are sharing their stories.
We're in lockdown. We can't leave the hotel. If you do leave, you have to sign a waiver. Anything you do beyond that point is on you, basically.
We were hungry yesterday. We had no food yesterday. Nothing. Nothing was open. It was a terrifying day yesterday. My daughter saw the cartel light a car on fire right in front of us.
Why was y'all so
close?
close?
There was fire all around us. It was terrifying.
You off that meth.
With the latest, Jonathan.
You off that methamphetamine too.
Harris, with many Americans still stuck in Mexico, the advice from security experts for those planning to travel, including tens of thousands of college kids planning spring break there in Mexico.
If you know somebody, you might want to copy paste that number down there and let them help. That's why I paused it.
The advice, very simple. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It is extremely dangerous right now. It is completely way too volatile. So I advise anybody who's got children who may be going to Mexico for spring break, reconvene. Hey, take the loss because and the money. It is not worth it. It's not worth your child's life.
Oh, word. Mexico's.
And many students are taking that advice, watching the violence unfold and changing their plans as a result.
Oh, word.
All of our friends got these awesome deals to go to Puerto Vallarta, and I mean, obviously it's the worst right now. Definitely the most sketch. And so they're all canceling it.
I have all my hometown friends from Boulder were booked a trip to Puerto Vallarta through Just College, and it just got canceled. And then we have friends who were supposed to go to PV with their boyfriends, and it all got canceled. And so now everyone's kind of scrambling what to do last minute and trying to get a refund.
Going to Miami.
Travel advisors say anyone thinking of canceling plans should act as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Spring break packages are sold differently than most travel. I always advise people to have travel insurance just in case stuff like this occurs. But if you don't have that, I suggest you call your company right now, or if you booked it independently, airlines, hotels, they should allow you some type of emergency cancellation.
And security experts warn Harris that even if it gets quieter in the next few days, the violence could explode at any time in the next few months, given that so many gangs might now be competing to try to fill the void left by the killing of El Mencho. Harris?
Jonathan Hunt, thank you very much. And a reminder, atop our Faulkner Focus page and my own Harris Faulkner on X and across all platforms are the help numbers for people that you love who may be in Mexico yet to come home.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-host Eastern or set the daily.
First at this hour, Fox 10 News continues to ask questions after a deadly train crash in Theodore. A mother and her 8-year-old daughter were killed.
Or Shelby Myers.
A mother and her 8-year-old daughter were bodied because she went around a train thing, and you know the rest.
Has been looking into how this happened. And Shelby, you have an update tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I do. Cameron and Lenise. Just in, Mobile police say the vehicle was hit by the train after going around the visible warnings.
What?
And also new tonight, we're hearing from Amtrak. Investigators say this happened Saturday morning just before 7 a.m. The Amtrak Mardi Gras train hit a car on Bellingrath Road near Perry Road. MPD says the audible signal, flashing lights, and crossing arms were functioning properly at the time of the crash. The train traveled around 700 yards before it was able to come to a complete stop. Wow. MPD says 31-year-old Brittany Williams and her 8-year-old daughter died on the scene. That's crazy. 38 passengers and the crew were on board the train, and they were unharmed, according to officials. The train stayed still while crews worked the scene for nearly 4 hours. Wow. Amtrak releasing a statement today on the crash, saying in part, quote, according to the Federal Railroad Administration, railroad crossing incidents are the second leading cause of rail-related deaths in America. These incidents can affect everyone involved, those who are injured or die and their families, our train crews, and our passengers. They also serve as critical reminders about the importance of obeying the law and exercising extreme caution around railroad tracks and crossings. Amtrak also says they'll continue working with Operation Lifesaver to reduce the number of track tragedies. And we've got some reminders on railroad crossing from Safety Operation Lifesaver. First, the train you see is closer and faster than you think. Trains cannot stop quickly. If your vehicle ever stalls on the tracks, get out and get away from the tracks, even if you don't see a train. And never go around the warning signals. A train is coming. Expect it always.
That's crazy.
An Amtrak representative tells me there's only 20 seconds from when those warning signals start.
Is she wearing a Champion hoodie with some cheetah pants? I can't take this, man.
Until the train reaches that crossing.
What kind of outfit
this applies to active crossings with flashing lights and gates. And Amtrak trains are traveling much faster than freight trains at speeds of up to 79 miles per hour. They're coming in quick. Since Amtrak's return to the Gulf Coast just over 6 months ago, there have been 4 collisions and 6 fatalities. In the studio tonight, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.
She's really coming.
A Charlotte father getting national attention.
Yes, this is very recent. Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, if I'm in court and my son's killer is there, you know what? Hey, I mean, it's all about time and opportunity, right?
For this incident right here, it was all caught on video. He's accused of attacking the suspect charged in the murder of his son. Emotions clearly very high right there. There were also 2 other victims who survived the May 2024 shooting, including one who was paralyzed. A Queen City News reporter David Truman spoke to that victim's mother.
Man, that's crazy. Yo, is it his fault? Why did they let that even get? Man, boy, he could have, man.
A Charlotte father getting national attention for this incident right here. It was all caught on video. He's accused of attacking the suspect charged in the murder of his son. Emotions clearly very high right there. There were also 2 other victims who survived the May 2024 shooting, including one who was paralyzed. A Queen City News reporter David Schumann spoke to that victim's mother about the courthouse brawl.
The man on the attack in this video is Shaheem Snipe, and all those punches and kicks are directed at Marion McKnight, who's accused of shooting and killing Shaheem's 16-year-old son, Jamaria Dixon, last year in Charlotte. Talitha Perry says Snipe is a hero.
What Jamaria's dad did, it put smiles on all of our faces.
Oh,
McKnight's charged with murder in Jamaria's death, but Talitha's son, Nazir, was also shot during the same incident. McKnight's charged with his attempted murder. Nazir was paralyzed from the waist down.
Got shot through his main jugular. He lost his life 2 times. They brought him back.
Talitha says their days are now filled with doctor's appointments, PT, OT, nurse visits.
I relive it every day. I cry every night. I thank God he spared my son's life. But our life is just drastically changed.
Despite the murder charge and prosecutors arguing against it, a judge granted McKnight bond. That led to the encounter with Snipe last week at the Mecklenburg County Courthouse. It was before a hearing about revoking McKnight's bond. Prosecutors say he violated the travel and social media conditions the judge set. McKnight went to the hospital after the attack, and the bond hearing will be rescheduled. McKnight's lawyer said in a statement, "This was the most violent assault I've seen in a courthouse in my 22 years as a lawyer. Any parent can sympathize with the intense grief of losing a child, but the violence we saw in court on Thursday was unacceptable." He also says the shooting was self-defense. Talitha wants McKnight behind bars, though, as her son continues his recovery.
He wasn't moving at all. He couldn't even talk at a time. So, by grace of God, we're moving in the right direction.
In Charlotte, David Schumann, Queen City News.
Wow. Shaheem Snipe, the father seen in the video, now charged with a misdemeanor assault charge.
Oh, that's it? Oh. I mean, shit. That's worth it. That's it. I gotta find out, because what if that dude did shoot them boys in self-defense? I gotta look more into that, but all he got was a simple, man. They might still, don't get it twisted like a misdemeanor can't get you 360 days. Less than a year. That's crazy.
Queen City News.
Other news now of the night happening tonight. A former firefighter among several families looking for a new place to stay.
Yeah, this is shocking. This is around the corner from my mom.
Ripped through an apartment complex. This in Lindenwold, New Jersey. This
Lindenwold.
fire broke out about 11 this morning at the Laurel Hill Apartments. That's along Choose Landing Road. Despite the intensity of those flames there, no injuries were reported. Action News reporter Brianna Smith live for us outside that complex in Lindenwold with an update. Brianna.
She be fly. Look at her.
Gray, the Lindenwold fire chief believes the fire started in front of the building and then spread to the other apartments, and now they're all a total loss. Thankfully, all the residents made it out alive, including a former firefighter who never thought his own home would go up in flames.
Yeah, firefighter.
Lindenwold fireman, I've seen fires, and I know what it's all about.
Russ Hume served as a volunteer firefighter for nearly 40 years. On Tuesday morning, the 81-year-old called 911 as he watched a fierce fire tear through his apartment building in Lindenwold.
I heard a popping, so I went out on my balcony and I looked down and I saw the flames coming out.
The Lindenwold fire chief says about 60 volunteer firefighters responded to Laurel Hill Apartments on Choose Landing Road around 11 a.m. He says 8 families lost their homes because of the extensive
I like it over there because there's no fucking kids over there. I think it's Laurel Hill 1 and Laurel Hill 2.
Never want to see it, especially right after.
But yeah, one of those complexes. My aunt used to live over there. It's no kids. That's why they like that shit.
Material stuff, all that stuff can be replaced. Life.
But it's older people though.
Most important.
Shout out to those guys. Like they are true heroes.
Hume says his fellow firefighters were able to save some of his most prized possessions.
A lot of memories here. This is the first helmet I ever had when I joined the fire company.
As for Hume, who spent decades sacrificing his life, then beating cancer, he says he's doing just fine. He has his health, his Corvette, and hopefully a new home when
You
they
see, I got
rebuild.
that vet outside with no cover on it.
It's nice and quiet.
Oh boy, that's John still, he good. He like, I'm good. My Corvette ain't sitting like y'all would have one in the hood or a garage. Let me start this Corvette up on you clowns.
For now.
That shit
And
work.
the American Red Cross is assisting the other families who are displaced. As for the cause of the fire, it's under investigation.
We got that officer involved shooting in Baltimore.
Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Shari?
Up next.
Good evening. Here with me this evening is Deputy Commissioners Kevin Jones and Brian Nadeau, Chief of Olafemi Akani of the Public Safety Public Integrity Bureau, and Evan Shea of the Consent Decree Monitoring Team. Mayor Scott has already viewed the body-worn camera footage from this incident. This evening around 6:15, officers were in the 3600 block of Bel Air Road when they entered a liquor store. Once inside the store, officers saw a male inside the store who
It's just a press conference, man. I need the actual news, man. I'll get back to y'all.
Our top story tonight, chaos inside of a Walmart. An off-duty deputy shoots and kills an armed 16-year-old accused of shoplifting. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. Now investigators looking into whether this was all justified. And Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn joins us live right now in Osceola County. So Chancellor, walk us through at this point what we know. Walk us through what happened.
Yeah, John, a shoplifting call turns deadly inside of this Walmart right near other shoppers.
Yo, he looks just like the dude from American Psycho, man. I forgot his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the real American Psycho. Man, like, I swear he's doing that on purpose, man. This dude looks crazy.
The Osceola County Sheriff's Office says it all started when a 16-year-old pulled out a gun.
We shoot to save lives. That's it in a nutshell.
16-year-old Jairus Jones killed when an Osceola Sheriff's deputy shot him inside of a Poinciana Walmart on Cypress Parkway, sending shoppers scrambling for their safety.
Everyone was running and screaming. In that moment, I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna die with my daughter here.
Deputies say the teen was shoplifting and had a gun in his hand while running from the deputy towards other shoppers. Law enforcement training expert Steve Kelly says that gun and shoppers being nearby is an important part of the situation because he says the deputy is trained to protect those people.
Wherever we go, we are there to ensure the safety of the public.
That's
our number one goal. They've got to feel safe and be safe. And if there's a guy running at us with a gun, their safety's in jeopardy. I have to take action. I'm wired. I must take action to save their life.
The Florida Department of Law Enforcement now investigating the deadly shooting. And defense attorney Michael Pinella says the FDLE is looking to determine if Jones was a threat to the deputy or to other shoppers.
Once the firearm was introduced, if it was pointed at anyone.
I'm not sure why he's. Oh, you can see my mouse on the screen. That's what's up. He seems pale.
Then that's something that I'd like to see on that body cam. But if it wasn't,
like, and maybe that's powder because he's like people people with bald heads have reflections, and so he's like killed the reflection that it could have from good lighting. Everything in the room is cream, beige, off-white, white. It's like. Man, shocking. It's just a thought.
Just learned that he just happened to have a firearm, but wasn't threatening to use it. That's going to make this case a lot more difficult for FDLE to analyze.
The sheriff's office says they will release body camera video once the FDLE reaches a certain point in their investigation. The sheriff's office also points out that two other people were with the 16-year-old at the time, but they took off running from the Walmart. Now, at this point, deputies have identified those two other people, but they're not facing any charges. Well, coming up at 11 o'clock, we'll tell you if those two people could be held accountable for the death of the 16-year-old. Reporting live in Poinciana, Chancellor Wynn, Fox 35 News.
And Carolyn, here is the very latest. Mexico's president stating that the nation is, quote, under control and that all canceled flights are expected to be fully restored by tomorrow. The U.S. State Department telling Americans in several states in Mexico to remain sheltered in place. It started as an operation to capture the kingpin of what is considered to be the deadliest cartel in Mexico and the main trafficker of drugs, including fentanyl and meth, into the United States. That operation then triggering a deadly and destructive response.
Tonight, those stunning scenes of destruction across Mexico. Buildings and cars lit on fire in a wave of drug cartel violence. Stores sprayed with bullets. including in Puerto Vallarta.
There was an armed young man running towards our car with his gun pointed at me, and he threw something in the car, and the car exploded.
Images of Yanni Pizer's white SUV in flames paint the picture of his harrowing encounter. Yanni, his husband, and friends took off running for their lives.
The gunmen were following us, and they were shooting.
Yanni says a Good Samaritan drove up and whisked them away. He says the cartel members appeared to want his car as a roadblock. All of this violence unleashed by the cartels after Mexican special forces killed the notorious drug lord known as El Mencho, who ran the Jalisco New Generation cartel. And tonight, Mexican officials revealing they learned El Mencho's location by tracking one of his mistresses. And that's how they found him, here in this Jalisco town.
Bitches get you caught the fuck up. The bitch is the reason why his life got ended. We're just gonna follow the pussy.
This new video from Telemundo of the aftermath of what happened when El Mencho tried to escape, resulting in a shootout. El Mencho shot in the crossfire and died as he was being transported by authorities to a Mexico City hospital. The U.S. also provided intelligence for the operation, according to the White House. At least 25 Mexican soldiers were killed. Today, Mexico's National Defense Secretary emotional, talking about the soldiers who died in gun battles with the cartel across 7 states.
Word.
I give the Mexican government credit for doing such a good job.
Bob Cook is the former president of the California Narcotics Officers Association and has dealt with transnational drug gangs like the Jalisco Cartel for decades.
It's like our own military. That's the way they operate. So there's already somebody already been promoted.
Former president.
And will be operating in place. By the end of today, they'll know what's going on. They're like paramilitary. They're very well coordinated. They have their rank structure, their organization.
Just yesterday, this was the alarming scene in Guadalajara's airport. Panicked passengers scrambling with their luggage. And now, for so many who flock to Puerto Vallarta as a place to escape.
People come here all the time and don't feel fear. This is just shook everybody.
Now a place they cannot
nice
escape.
on the hills, man.
The Trump administration has named this cartel as a foreign terrorist organization. Late tonight, NBC4 News is hearing from some residents in Mexico who tell us neighbors are trying to help neighbors, taking cars off the streets, hiding them in garages and backyards. The goal here, to keep those vehicles from being set on fire and used as roadblocks. I'm Robert Kavasi. Carolyn.
All right.
The biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule.
Let's go, Trump.
And the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just
Everybody knows it. They just don't
and
say
yet these
it.
countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done, and they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money.
Nah, man.
No inflation, tremendous growth.
We're making money like we used to. We're making a lot of money.
Like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. We're making a lot of money. We're making a lot of money.
We're making a lot of money. We're making a lot of money. We're making a lot of money.
Making money like they
They
used to. But we're making a lot of money.
I liked it.
They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money.
That's my nigga.
There was no inflation, tremendous growth, and the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong.
Talk that shit,
They
man.
got it really
They
wrong.
got it wrong.
And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States
I
Supreme
got
Court.
to get some of these sound bites. I got it. 'Cause they got it wrong. They got it really wrong. That shit hard, man.
In economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong.
And they got it really
And then-
wrong. How does that nigga?
Just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down.
It just came
Very
down.
unfortunate ruling.
It's okay.
But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott?
Right,
Knowing
Scott?
that
This
the
guy's
legal
good,
power
man.
that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
Welcome to Tampa Bay 28 News at 6. I'm Wendy Ryan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul Legrone. A window installation company, a company that people thought they could trust because it was on a state list of vetted contractors, is now being accused of taking customers' money without ever doing the job.
And now a new lawsuit claims that company took deposits and then abandoned customers.
This is a story that our consumer investigator has been following for months, and now
Mr.
more
Window.
customers are asking her for help.
I feel awful. I feel awful for them that they're out the money.
New tonight, our consumer investigator Susan Alcuri is following through.
There's a house.
We love our view.
And there's what makes it a home.
We wanted the windows that open up wide and you can see right on out.
Charlene Bauer didn't compromise, making her home safe for hurricanes.
These are all new windows right here.
Last year, she applied and was approved for a grant.
I need to keep that Trump vibe going because this is a sort of long.
Ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these drugs all over our country. Ashamed of yourself. You
Should be ashamed of yourself standing up.
In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Goading Democrats over immigration and insisting he sparked an economic boom. President Donald Trump speaking before Congress in the longest ever State of the Union address. The president using the night to celebrate the U.S. men's hockey team, honor war heroes, and try to convince voters that the U.S. is, in his words, winning so much. But the night also included a long list of falsehoods and a speech that dozens of Democrats chose to skip altogether. There's a lot to unpack tonight, so let's get right to Eyewitness News reporter Liz Nagy live on our newsroom with the speech and how it's playing. Liz.
Mark, President Trump's main purpose heading into tonight's annual address to Congress was to convince the American people life is more affordable and safer since he returned to the White House last year. The president arrived to Capitol Hill tonight with new ABC polling showing he's facing serious headwinds on some of the issues he promised to resolve. The deep divisions in Congress were evident the moment President Trump entered the chamber. Raucous cheers from fellow Republicans and a slim, silent crowd of Democrats. The president set out to prove he's delivering on his campaign promises, chief among them, the economy.
We held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. A new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll shows 57% of voters disapprove of how the president is handling the economy. With 3 Supreme Court justices who ruled most of his tariffs unconstitutional seated just feet away, Trump doubled down on the cornerstone of his economic policy. I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
Locked in yet another partial government shutdown, with Democrats demanding changes in immigration enforcement tactics, Trump repeatedly admonished Democrats, and some Democrats shouted right back.
You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. To end deadly sanctuary cities.
With 35,000 military members stationed in the Middle East, Trump used his primetime address to warn Iran.
I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
In a night that awarded military veterans and service members medals of honor, the largest applause of the night went to the gold medal-winning U.S. men's hockey team. While Democrats rallied outside the Capitol in protest, Virginia's Democratic governor made a case that Democrats are likely to take into the midterm elections.
In his speech tonight, the president did what he always does. He lied, he scapegoated, and he distracted. And he offered no real solutions to our nation's pressing challenges.
Now, more than 70 Democrats chose to skip the speech tonight. President Trump never also mentioned the Epstein files, ignoring a controversy that's plagued his administration. More than a dozen survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse tonight attended the State of the Union as guests of Democratic lawmakers.
That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget.
We got the big
Somali
bucks.
pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world.
Oh, wow. Yo. I didn't catch that. That's why I was glad to watch it this morning. He said the Somali pirates that ransacked Minnesota. He terrible.
That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car
he be
insurance,
hitting hard,
rent,
yo.
taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime.
He probably looking right at
We
him.
will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing.
Yo, I'd never seen a pendant, a fuck ice pendant. I wonder what, I forgot what she is, yo. She's high ranking, but she next to Ilhan Omar. Yeah, man, he talking right to him. He a wild boy, yo.
Playing games. Delilah,
We're not
this
playing
problem.
games.
We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah.
Yo, I might have to go back and watch this shit. You're not playing, yo. Yo, that's how it is, man. Politics is politics, man. You gotta love it.
Scorched vehicles in the streets of Jalisco.
Scorched
This
vehicles.
is a warlike scene left behind by the violence that erupted after the killing of Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho. Residents of Puerto Vallarta fear tourists will flee the
Spring
country
break
to
has
their
been
most
canceled.
visited destination.
We've been eagerly waiting for
Tell your
spring
wild
break
ass
to
kids
begin
spring break
because
is a
that's when
wrap.
Business really picks up.
Oh, no.
We can earn extra money for our families, but now we don't know what's going to happen. We live off tourism.
Flights to the beach town were canceled through Monday, paralyzing the airport. Businesses looted and vandalized, prompting a state of emergency declared by the governor of Jalisco. President Claudia Sheinbaum assured the public on Monday that the situation is under control.
The most important thing is to guarantee peace, security, and tranquility throughout Mexico, and that is what is being done.
Rubén N., alias El Mencho.
Mexico's defense secretary provided details about the operation that led to the capture of the infamous leader and founder of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Authorities say they tracked the movements of one of El Mencho's romantic partners, which led them to Nemesio Oseguera.
On February 20, for Central Military Intelligence work, a trusted associate was located, one of the romantic partners of El Mencho. who transported her to a facility in the town of Tapalpa, Jalisco.
Yeah, she got out of Dodge.
Mexican Army ground personnel carried out the operation with the country's National
many
Guard,
others,
authorities said, and sustained casualties
able to get out
after
of Dodge.
criminal groups launched counterattacks.
27 cowardly attacks against authorities were recorded. In Jalisco alone, there were 6 attacks in which 25 National Guard members lost their lives.
Emerging from the chaos,
Damn, 25?
young residents are sending...
Alone, there were 6 attacks in which 25 National Guard members lost their lives.
Emerging from the chaos, young residents are sending a message to authorities.
I hope authorities can secure the areas that were most affected so we can feel safer.
2,500 Army troops have been deployed to the state of Jalisco to maintain order, the federal government confirmed. And as calm slowly returns, residents are still taking precautions.
If anything happens, I close my business. If we hear anything at all, we shut down.
Valeria Leon, CNN, Mexico City.
Chaos and violence in Mexico.
Americans in Puerto Vallarta stuck sheltering in place tonight as the area surrounding the popular resort town, it now resembles a war zone.
Cartel members have killed dozens of people, set fires to stores, roads, and gas stations in the city after Mexican security forces killed the leader of the notorious Jalisco cartel known as El Mencho. The death toll from the violence now stands at least 73.
Tonight, Mexican officials providing new details on the operation. They say investigators got to El Mencho through one of his romantic partners. He got away from forces at first, but died from a gunshot wound in the woods nearby. The White House says the U.S. played a vital role providing intelligence for this operation. And we're hearing from Arizonans tonight stuck in the area as the violence is shutting down travel.
Fox 10's Nicole Christine joins us now with more. Nicole, there are some places that you probably should not go.
Yeah, we have the State Department map, the travel advisories. We've got Mexico highlighted here, and you can see a lot of yellow, but then we really want you to focus in on these red portions and the dark orange portions. That's where you should either be reconsidering travel or not traveling at all. And some Arizonans have now been seeing their vacation destinations turning into a dangerous landscape in these parts, and they have no clear way home.
That's the worst part, is like all of the unknowns.
Melissa Selvey says she's still sheltering in place in Puerto Vallarta after her flight back to Arizona was canceled today amid widespread cartel violence in parts of Mexico.
I have heard from the staff that said the roads in town were open, but again, at 3 o'clock and 11 o'clock, we were kind of
haven't seen any black people out in Mexico.
4 staff members that have been here over 24 hours. They have not left, and they said that their friends were too scared to leave their houses.
Right in the middle.
Selvey says she's enrolled in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, or STEP, and has used every contact available, but still has no answer as to when she may be able to get home. Nicole Chapman calls Puerto Vallarta home for half the year, living in North Phoenix the rest of the time.
Always felt extremely safe here. So yeah, it was quite shocking, you know, to wake up to all the smoke and the fires and, you know, gunshot noises.
Better watch the news.
Chapman says things are quieter today. Retired Marine Corps intelligence officer Hal Kempfer says it's important to follow the shelter-in-place advisory until it ends.
Getting from where they are to the airport is so dangerous. You know, that it could be a heavily trafficked route.
Kempfer says the violence we're seeing play out in regions of Mexico after the death of cartel leader El Mencho is a battle for control and power.
Everybody is trying to vie for influence here. And part of that is that El Mencho Cervantes did not have a clear succession plan.
Chapman believes Puerto Vallarta will be back to its usual calm soon.
And I really just hope that what happened yesterday doesn't deter people from coming long term. I know PV will get back on its feet for sure.
Kempfer urging people to reconsider trips to affected parts of Mexico, at least for the next month.
Anybody who's planning on going down there needs to look at their plans very closely. No vacation, no spring break is worth your life. That's the bottom line.
And Nicole Chapman says she does plan to stay at her home in Puerto Vallarta. Melissa Selvin, meanwhile, she says she's constantly refreshing airline websites for potential flight home. Now, if you or anyone that you love, care about, is experiencing this shelter-in-place stress, we are continually updating our coverage online to include resources available to those who are trying to come home. This map, a good resource as well, just to keep track. Live in studio tonight, Nicole Christine, Fox 10 News.
All right, Nicole, thank you. Governor Hobbs responding to the situation. She posted a statement on social media. It says, quote, "I'm closely monitoring the unrest in Mexico and its potential impact on Arizonans. The U.S. State Department has activated a 24/7 crisis hotline to assist Americans affected by the violence, including help with emergency guidance, locating loved ones, or coordinating support."
A sleek, modern villa was where Nemesio Oseguera, leader of the Jalisco New Generation
spent his final
Cartel,
hours
spent
at.
his final hours. Reuters footage shows the home's messy kitchen, with cartons of milk, spoiled strawberries, unfinished pastry, and boxes of produce left on the floor. Bottles of hygiene and skincare products, vitamins, and empty boxes of luxury items were also found inside. There is also a small makeshift altar with Catholic figures including the Virgin of Guadalupe, Mexico's patroness, and St. Jude, the patron saint of lost causes. The two-story villa sits inside the exclusive Tapalpa Country Club, a gated enclave of weekend homes in the hills of Jalisco. Authorities had been led there by a tip tied to Oseguera's lover. Burned-out cars and trucks sat on some of the roads encircling the compound after a siege-like raid by the military on Sunday. Oseguera, better known as El Mencho, tried to escape through the back garden to a wooded hillside but was hit by gunfire during the pursuit. Authorities said he died of his injuries while being airlifted away. Tapalpa has faced scrutiny before. 10 years ago, the U.S. Treasury Department imposed sanctions on several businesses in the area, alleging they were used to launder money for the Jalisco Cartel and its financial arm. A sleek, modern villa was where Nemesio Oseguera.
First tonight, a happy ending for one Avondale family as an Amber Alert helped track down their 2-year-old who was taken from her home.
The witnesses who called Phoenix police tell Fox 10 they spotted the girl with her alleged abductor at a quick trip near 27th Avenue in Thomas. Fox 10's Taylor Wirtz joins us live from there tonight with more.
Yeah, guys, 2 foremen with Camelback Moving Company told me that a security guard here at this quick trip told him he thought he saw the little girl from Saturday's Amber Alert along with her alleged abductor sitting in the parking lot. As parents, they said they couldn't sit by and do nothing. Sunday started out like any other workday for Camelback Moving foreman Ralph Volmert and Kevin Place as they stopped at a Phoenix quick trip on 27th Avenue and Thomas Road.
Actually, I walked in just to do my normal routine, get my drinks, my food for the day.
Until it wasn't.
Overheard the security guard on the phone with the police, I assume, saying that he believes the little girl that was abducted is there on the property.
The pair remembered seeing an Amber Alert for 2-year-old Kalani Rogers the day before.
Oh my God, that's her. As soon as the security guard had told me, I knew, we had to do something. We couldn't just ignore it.
They, along with their colleagues, decided to use their trucks to block in the car containing Kalani and her alleged abductor, 23-year-old Maria Noriega from California. Kalani's parents told police she was a transient they were letting stay the night at their Avondale home when she disappeared with their daughter.
When we're like, she's in that truck, let's block them in.
You get the license plate. I'm about to just park in front of them.
And this is definitely the first time we've ever blocked somebody in where the entire city and county and state are firmly behind us and happy we did so.
Gave the license plate to the security guard and then within minutes, so the rest was history.
The pair says Phoenix police arrived in minutes and took Noriega into custody without a struggle and eventually reunited Kalani with her parents. Noriega appeared in court Monday.
It appeared that the defendant admitted that a glass pipe was located on her person during the search, and she admitted to using smoking methamphetamine the day before.
She told detectives the 2-year-old was her long-lost daughter who she found in Arizona before admitting she took her and couldn't give a reason why. Kaylani was said to be scared but okay when she reunited with her parents. It's still not clear whose truck she and Noriega were sitting in when they were caught in this parking lot yesterday. Noriega faces a Class 3 felony charge for her part. She's being held on a $250,000 bond. In Phoenix, Taylor Wirtz, Fox 10 News.
A viral video sparking reaction tonight among people in the district. This is a D.C. trash collector caught on camera dumping over garbage bins instead of emptying them. Fox 5's Bob Barnard has the story behind the video.
D.C., man.
This is where it happened. This is an alley behind K Street Northeast, not far from North Capitol Street. You can see it's a narrow alley, and there's a dead end there, so the trash haulers have to back up after picking up the garbage. The incident that was captured on video was last Friday morning. Take a look.
What a dumbass.
That appears to be a district employee working for the city's Department of Public Works shoving to the ground the trash and recycling bins belonging to a man named Llewellyn Jones. This is proof, he says, of what he calls a chronic issue of the mishandling of trash collection in his neighborhood. Sure enough, everywhere you look, bins are knocked over, sometimes blocking bike lanes or sidewalks. Garbage all over the place. But in this case, Mr. Jones says the city employee's behavior was beyond bad.
What I saw was something that I'd known about for months, is that somebody was throwing my garbage all around the place. And this was the first time I actually had evidence of them doing it. And I had thought that, oh, maybe they were just getting it out of the way in a sloppy way, but it was pretty malicious, and it's just adding to all the garbage in our alley, which is it's a giant mess, and really looking for them to stop doing this.
That was last Friday. Llewellyn says it happened again this morning, even though his bins were empty. A spokesperson for D.C.'s Department of Public Works tells Fox 5 DPW does not condone this type of behavior and will take appropriate action to address it. Here's Ward 6 Councilmember Charles Allen.
I do think we want to note the men and women of DPW have been working nights, weekends, holidays for the past month with ice, with snow, with trash. So I want to acknowledge they have been working incredibly hard this last month. Obviously, though, if you've got somebody who is just taking a bin full of recyclables, just tossing it haphazard like that, you hear the contents spilling out on the video. That is not at all the conduct or the experience anybody should get. And so I've asked DPW to look into it, to figure out what happened and to address it.
Llewellyn Jones says he confronted the trash hauling crew this morning. He says the driver was sympathetic, seemed concerned, but the guy doing the heavy lifting, not so much.
From Fox 5 News, this is Good Day
Something happened in Atlanta. As far as some former Falcons player got blasted at the club. We're going to find out who it is.
To Grady with minor injuries.
Avenue, they noticed a fight inside the club. Officers were able to de-escalate a nightclub altercation. Take a look.
Put the gun down.
Oh!
Put the gun down. Put the gun down.
I ain't did nothing.
I ain't
did nothing, bro.
Turn around.
I ain't did nothing. I didn't do nothing, bro. I didn't do nothing, bro. What you mean?
Turn around.
Police charged Andre Anthony with terroristic threats. Officers were working an approved off-duty job at a club on Edgewood Avenue. They noticed a fight inside the club. Officers were able to de-escalate that situation, but they say Anthony went to his car and grabbed a gun. Investigators say he made threatening statements while visibly intoxicated. Anthony complied with an officer when they told him to put the gun down.
Dozens of teens gathered outside of the Battery Saturday night, putting those who work in the area and police on high alert, especially as baseball season gets closer. Cobb County Police say public safety is top priority. Peaceful gatherings are lawful, but any disruptive behavior, criminal activity, or damage to property will not be tolerated. Brandon Brown, who works in the area, says after the incident at Atlantic Station in December, he feels like the crowd of teens have now moved to the Battery.
And somebody who works in the area, I'm glad they kept it safe, because things can happen like Atlantic Station, you know, and I don't ever want to kind of associate just large groups of young kids with just chaos, because that's not always the case. But yeah, I'm glad things went the way they did.
Cobb County Police encourage parents and guardians to always know where their children are.
The NFL community is mourning the loss of Minnesota Vikings receiver Rondell Moore. He also spent a year on the Falcons roster. Authorities say that he was found dead inside his home in Indiana. Police believe that he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The death is still under investigation. Moore was 25 years old. Happening today, we're remembering the victims of 2 high-profile murders here in Georgia as advocates continue using their deaths as reasons to call for change.
It's been 6 years today since Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed while running through a South Georgia neighborhood. 3 men were convicted in the case.
In Arbery's honor, runners will gather today for the annual Run with Maud 5K, which is celebrating his love for running and serves as a call to action for justice and equality. The other victim being remembered is Laken Riley. Saturday marked 2 years since the nursing student was murdered while out for a run around UGA's campus.
Her family and their supporters gathered this weekend for a memorial 5K walk-run in Riley's honor. Her killer is behind bars after his conviction on all counts, including malice murder.
8:08 now your time, and coming up on Good Day.
She got a big ass body with some little ass breasts. Do like a gorilla, bitch, and beat on your chest. Big ass body with some little ass breasts. Do like a gorilla, bitch, and beat on your chest. Silverback, 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 back, silverback, back, with some little ass breasts. Do like a gorilla, bitch, and beat on your chest. Big ass body with some little ass breasts. Do like a gorilla, bitch, and beat on your chest. Silverback, 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 she got a big ass body with some little ass breasts. Do like a gorilla, bitch, and beat on your chest. Silverback, silverback, silverback.